how do you know if your ideas actually solve your problem? It's time to find out in the test stage. During testing, you'll let people use your designs and pay close attention to what happens. Testing might not go the way you expect, and that's okay, because you'll use what you learned to make your designs better. Our design team at Big Ideas Elementary tests each prototype for 2 days and learns a lot. The students thought the shoe trade was really funny, and they realized it was a great way to get pencils returned. No one ever left without getting their shoe back. Unfortunately, it didn't help the class save time. In fact, it was even more disruptive than usual. Students acted silly or needed a lot of time to get their shoes on and off, and some needed help tying their laces. Next, the team tried out the classroom helpers. The helpers did a good job handing out pencils, getting pencils back, and keeping them sharp. This made Mrs. Dixon very happy. But they weren't as fast as Mrs. Dixon, and students sometimes argued with the helpers, which they would never do with Miss Dixon. So it didn't save as much time as the team had hoped. Still, everyone thought the idea solved a lot of problems and that the process could go faster as the class gets used to the new system. The desktop holders worked surprisingly well. It was easy to see right away if someone did not have a pencil, and students had their pencils in hand and were ready to work faster than usual. The tubes weren't the best material to use though. Smaller pencils were hard to grab, and you couldn't always see if someone needed to sharpen a pencil. A few classmates also worried their pencils could be stolen if left out in the open. Still, the team thinks this idea is promising and wants to tinker with a new design, and maybe have students put their pencils out in the morning and away at the end of the day. Next, the team tests daily cleanup time. Mrs. Dixon gives the class instructions on what to put neatly away, what to throw away, where to put pencils and erasers, and how to get permission to use the sharpener. Everything goes well the first day. When the team checks the room after dismissal, they see that desks are more organized and that pencils or cases are lined up nicely at the front edge of the desk opening. But on the second day, the line at the sharpener is too long for everyone to get through before school lets out, and some students are playing around instead of getting organized. The team talks to some students who thought the idea would work better if they had more sharpeners, and to Mrs. Dixon, who says she was disappointed by some of the students' behavior. Finally, the team tests the pencil bank idea. They've had some time to collect pencils, and they've now found or been given 50 pencils. Mrs. Dixon is excited that she won't have to buy pencils for a while. At the start of the day, the team gives out pencils to students who need them, and everything goes well for the rest of the day. But the next morning, 2 students ask for new pencils again. The team had hoped they would be more responsible with their pencils. Still, the idea saves Mrs. Dixon time and money, and they already have the pencils. So they decide to combine this idea with the classroom helpers and loan out the pencils instead of giving them to students. After trying out their designs and getting feedback, the team is excited about what they learned and decides to move ahead with the classroom helpers, pencil bank, and desktop holder ideas. Because the team tested, they learned which parts of their design work well and which can be made better. It's okay that some prototypes didn't work as well as they hoped. That's a normal part of the design process, and it's precisely why designers prototype and test. How will testing help you improve your designs?